Most of the time, I'll do my lessons, I'll meet a lot of parents, I'll talk to them and invite the parents, and as most coaches should, you should allow the parents to watch practice. I would advise allowing the parents to watch practices, watching what you say to their kids. It's part of a teaching process. I like to have the parents listen to what I have to say to the kids. Hopefully the parents, and if it's a coach watching as well, the adults can take what I've said and use that and add it to what they've talked about. It's important. It's important to involve everybody in trying to help these young players. So the question I get though, a lot of times a parent would stop me in the middle of a lesson and ask a quick question, which is totally fine. And the three big questions that invariably come up are, how can he throw harder? How can he throw more strikes? What's wrong? He keeps throwing balls too high or balls too low. And the third one that's really become more popular in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years is, how can he get stronger? Should he get stronger? Should he lift weights? We're going to address all three of them in the course of these lessons that you see on the site. But I want to talk about doing a little bit to make yourself throw a little harder, and doing a little bit at the same time to make yourself throw more strikes. The perfect pitcher, I guess, would be the guy who can throw strikes as hard as he can without losing control. The balance between strikes and speed is important, and the key word is balance. I always go back to balance. Most great pitching coaches, most pitching coaches that you talk to, most athletic coaches in any sport always go back to balance before they go to power. You need to have balance as an athlete. As a pitcher, you're no different. So if we think about the balance and we think about what we're doing with our bodies and not worrying about what the end result is, the end result will be favorable as we work on it. It takes time, it takes a little dedication, it takes a lot of patience to get yourself to have a better balance, a better wind up. But if you do it and you persevere and you don't get frustrated, a big part, if you do not get frustrated as a parent, if you don't get frustrated with your son or daughter, and as a coach, if you don't get frustrated with your player, and as a player, if you don't get frustrated with yourself, it's going to happen. I can't tell you how many coaches have said it, and I'm sure a lot of you folks that are listening to this have heard other coaches say baseball is a game of failure. Well, you know what? It's a game of fun, number one, and trying to do the best you can is just part of the fun. And understanding that base hits are part of the game, home runs are part of the game. As a pitcher, you're going to give them up. Is that failure? It might be failure. Walking a guy, is that failure? It might be failure. To me, it's more like part of the whole puzzle. It's just a big game. The baseball is a game with a lot of different pieces, a lot of different turns and twists. What you've got to do is just understand what parts of the game will lead you to the next part of the game. A ball in the dirt can lead you to a great pitch following that. A ball in the dirt might lead to a great off-speed pitch, when a batter might be thinking of a nice fastball, like, this batter doesn't want to throw me one down the middle, I'm ready for it. Well, the pitcher's thinking, I'm not going to throw him one down the middle, I'm going to give him a changeup. So that ball in the dirt, actually, is it a failure? Maybe not. That failure may have led to success. It's more like it's a game of strategy, it's a game of brains, and it's a game of practice and patience. So you got to piece together, as a coach, understand that that ball in the dirt or that ball over the batter's head is not necessarily a failure. It's just telling you where you need to go with the next step. And from game to game, if you threw too many balls, if you walked too many batters, excuse me, if you walk too many batters for your liking, as a coach, your pitcher walks too many batters for your liking. Okay, the next step is, yeah, we threw the ball harder today. We got the ball up high, but how can we get those walks down? There's a way to fix that. Our lessons here in this website will all address how to make adjustments, what to look for, how to get back to that balance. Remember, everything starts in that nice balanced position in pitching. So if you're going from game to game, some game good, some games not so good, it's just a work in progress. It's a step-by-step progression on how you get yourself better. A good game, you still need to work on other stuff. If anything else, you need to reinforce that good game, reinforce the good feeling, reinforce the good mechanics that you had. Very, very important. If you have a poor game, that's easy. What did I do wrong? How can I fix it? You go right back to the manual, you go back to your coach, you go to this website, you go back to that topic and you look at it and you say, okay, what did I do wrong here? Let me take a look, let me refresh my memory. What are the things that help me get back into control? What are the things that make me get a little more power on my fastball? What are the things that make me throw a better curve or a better change or a better slider? Whatever the pitch might be, whatever the issue might be, go back and refresh your mind. It's easy when you have the failure or you have that less than successful outing, but regardless, great outing, not so great outing, you still got to work on it. It's a long, fun, enjoyable process. Remember the words, fun and enjoyable. Take pictures, parents, take pictures of your sons or daughters playing these games. Follow them, enjoy it. 10 years from now, you're going to look back on these and hopefully you won't remember the frustration and the anger, and you won't remember all the arguments and all the bad parts. You'll remember the fun it was, and it really is fun. There is failure. Yeah, if there's failure, it's a fun kind of failure. Let's put it that way. It's a game. Enjoy it, and I hope that when you go through these lessons, that you're going to understand that, yeah, there is a way to get out of every situation, and every situation has to have a success and a failure on one side or the other. What you're trying to do as a pitcher is try to keep those failures at a minimum and keep the consistency of the successes going as you go along and as you get older. So be patient with yourselves. Parents, be patient with your kids. Coaches, be patient with your players. Look to improve every day. I hope this helps, and I hope this website helps. Thanks.